most of the time, a lot of people do not understand the kind of work Ijele was doing. So they think that, oh, Ijele just kind of against his people and all that kind of a thing. It's not really like that. But sometimes, your intent and purpose may be in one direction, and the people will be um, perceiving it in another direction. So I want to share with you this news today that came from Punch, and they said, the gang that fired and a retired Imo general, they caught them. So these are the kind of things that Ijele does. Yeah. So yeah, welcome everybody. No, I've been talking all over the place, but I think I will kind of start the video from here properly. Good evening and welcome every one of you to this live video. I want to remind you guys that Ijele didn't do anything that is, deserving of any serious sentencing. And as a matter of fact, the Nigerian court have said people should not actually be arrested again. Nigerian police should not be engaged in arresting anybody because they kind of insulted somebody. They should go for real criminal and serious offenses. So Ijele didn't do any of that. So there is no record that he committed any grievous offense. So don't rejoice that because there are some dishonorable people in the judicial and the law enforcement that they have been able to kind of hold him illegally for this long. It doesn't mean that for that reason that he's going to be fired, right? Because it's a civil offense. It's like just a civil offense, and the sentencing doesn't warrant prison sentence even. So I don't know why people are just taking joy. And some people are wondering, like, what is it? What did Ijele do? Why are they so much afraid and like all over talking about him? And the way they are just rejoicing, you think that whatever they are looking is just in his hands, like he's holding in his palms. But that's not the issue. So the issue is the kind of deception that was going on, and he dared to come out and kind of say it as it is. But everyone that is sensible know that a truth sayer has no friends. And for example, when all these things was going on, they said it was some people from another ethnic group that were doing it, and he was like saying, no, it is not them, it is not them. And so let's look at this news here so we can see what they wrote today. As you can see, it is today. As you can see, the date is there. It's Nigerian news. I'm reading it from the Nigerian newspaper. You can say, they say the people that hold retired general, they hold them. They have hold them now. They buy that retired general. So when you read on this story, they say the Imo State Police Command, they say they busted a spy and kidnap. You see them, that they are the one that take that major general that is retired. So when they are briefing this, the SFP, the assistant SFP of police, his name is Henry Okoye. He said that these people, they kidnap this man along Bishop's Court, Area 7 of Oji, Orata, Owerri. And they said his black Mercedes Benz, this is the number of the black Mercedes Benz. They said it's GL450. And they said the registration number is this. They took that car from him. They took it from him. And then they paid him after they don't collect $50,000. So guys, imagine if someone is doing a business and it's so lucrative to the tune of 50,000 in dollars, not naira, not any currency, dollars. And they still buy the person, and they still have his car, and then someone is and they are saying they are not the one doing it, that they are people from another ethnic group, and this Ijele came out and said, no, it is not the other people from the other ethnic group, like they say, that it is them, it is them, not them, that's the real issue. So they said they take that retired military general and they buy him, take his car after they don't collect 50,000. So if you collect 50,000 in dollars, Why don't you let the person go? I mean, you got 50,000 in pound in dollars, hard currency. So that's to tell you what is at stake. Is a very, very lucrative business. So you can imagine all the people involved in that operation, and they share this $50,000. Huh? And so now they said they have caught them now. So the anti-kidnapping say Odediwa immediately they begin to look for the people since, and now they find them. So look at what he said. Chukwunonso Emmanuel is one of them. A native of Uke in Idemili North, LGA, Anambra State. He was taken in Lagos while attempting to obtain a new number plate for that Mercedes-Benz of that retired general, you know. And they say his confession led them to go and hold the other one of his gang, Okorigwe Goodness 24. These are very young boys, and another one, Innocent Ogu 54. This one is at least a little bit elderly. So they say they confess, say na dem do the thing, na dem kpai the man, the major general, retired Duru. And eventually, actually, and they confess also that they are members of, yeah, you see here, they are insulting people of Nnabu. I don't want, guys, I don't graduate. I know now this CJ matter even make me call the pool corner mouth. As we don't come on mouth. Say they still confess, say na them be this. So because when all this thing was going, they are saying, oh, is this other people from the other part of the country? And Ijele was saying, no, not them. So now you can see Chukwunonso Emmanuel from Idemili North, Anambra State. And another one is Okorigwe Goodness. Huh? And another one, Innocent Ogu. They are both from the same ethnic group. The man where they cash, this Major General Richard Duru, they are all Ndibo, right? And still they collect 50,000 in dollars from the man's family, and they still do it. They don't even say, okay, we don't collect on our money, mona taker. They don't even feel sorry for them. They know no mercy. They are all your people, right? So I don't know. Should we? Would it be in the right place to say to be part of something like this? Is like, guys, help me, because I don't know what it is that it is the wrong thing that is done here by Ijele or by any one of the people who support him. For example, is it the proper thing to say, oh, these people are in the right? Yes, let's support them. Let them buy all of that. I don't know. Maybe that's what they need. So that we can go and join them and fire up and say, right on. So that maybe we can help them to hype the whole thing so that they will. I don't know. Like, I don't know what is expected of us at this point. Thank you, Ezoku. Just send me the link. I'll appreciate that. So at the end of the day, this is it. Me, I've never said do not fight for what you believe in, don't go. I've never said that, but I'm telling you that what is going on is just deception. And if you want to do this, there are ways to do it, and that is not what is going on. And what you are doing has not shown that it is in any way the right way. You are just, depleting your people, eliminating and creating more vicious cycle for your people, repeating the cycle of what happened before. And that is the core of my message. And that is also the core of Ijele's message. Like, don't repeat what has happened before. Instead, learn from it. You understand? Learn from it and say no to it so that you don't repeat it. Because the millions of people that the solution to the millions that buy is not to buy another millions, because these are human beings and destinies. Once they are gone, they are gone. But some other people say otherwise, that there are people who are supposed to buy for all these things, right? Actually, I agree with you. So yeah, it is what it is. So sometimes if you are wondering, Why are they so adamant against Ijele? It is things like this. Because at the time when all these things were out, they are saying, oh, they are Fulani, Fulani, Fulani. Ijele said, no, it's not Fulani, not them. And that's why, oh, he's not supporting the old people. I don't know what is there to support now. Will it be a righteous thing to do? Eh? Eh? Will it be a righteous thing to do? Will it be in a good place? Is it in the ethics of Igbo life and culture to do something like that? That you see people that have this kind of mindset and gather themselves and say, one thing or the other, and they think it gives them the license to see a retired man because he works with Nigerian police. Meanwhile, like I was telling you yesterday, their own family members are working with the Nigerian government. So what is the justification for paying people who are going out to look for their daily bread, right? So I don't know. Even someone that is a governor is someone that is, in any position, or a civil servant, they are just doing that for their own survivor, right? So I don't know. But if like me, like I don't even know. Most of the time, all these ordinary people, they don't really have, but like I cannot say for a major general, someone that has been in the military, but I'm talking about ordinary people. I cannot say that they are responsible for anything, but I can say, for example, the people in the corridors of power, the people who have been holding different portfolios, that have come across funds that was meant for the people. So what did they do? Like there's a way that maybe if they were saying all those kind of people, maybe what did you do with the money? There's a way that you can even justify that kind of thing and say, yeah, it makes sense. Like you can give account for your stewardship, something like that. But that's not what is going on. So I don't understand, honestly. I don't understand. So yeah, that's it, my people. So we are hearing that the judiciary is doing some kind of cleanup. So before, let me play this video from the Nigerian police for you.
So for those who are still in the business, who are still members who are into dirty deals, as a police officer, you're expected to be above board and suspicion. You have to be an angel, quote unquote, to people who cry to you. You have to be a pillar for them, not to cause pains, sorrows, agonies to members of the public.
Yeah. So when we see this kind of thing, now we go they say, now today, not today. So I don't know what to believe. And for example, I shared these pictures where I was showing you guys what they said the judiciary posted. I don't know, did I actually post those pictures? I thought I did. Yeah, I did. So here they said the National Judicial Council, the NJC, on Friday said it has constituted panels to investigate 8 judges for alleged judicial misconduct. So I don't know. Like I'm actually like I'm trying to place your comments. I don't know where it's coming from. Look, what do you want me to do? I don't understand what you are trying to say. Maybe you can explain for us a little bit your mindset so that we can, like, let's have a peek into how you are thinking about it or how you are perceiving all these things that I'm talking about. So meanwhile, the National Judicial Council said that they are investigating. So I say, now, is this something to be glad about? So eventually, I heard that this Justice Eko is a justice and he has been demoted and he's not going to be elevated. I don't know if someone is a justice. What other elevation is there? Okay. What other elevation? I was thinking being a justice is chief justice. Chief justice. What other elevation is there? Yeah, anyway, they said that this one has been suspended for misconduct. I don't know. They say they set up committees to probe 8 judges and they appointed 86 judicial officers. So when I was looking at this, I said, okay, should we be happy and should we not be happy? And then I saw that the landlord of Abuja, that his wife was also among them. I say, now they get the Nigeria be that too. So anybody that want to go and be fighting for these people, will you share with them? Will you talk with them? Hey, so I don't know what to say. Oh, seeing is believing. So Nigerian police now, they say they dismiss Inspector General for starting 29.4 million from Abuja resident. The guy sef fit go say, if na that one he see chop, make him carry am go. As e be say everybody is a chopping. I don't even know what to do. I don't know what to say. So the case of Ijele has exposed a lot of things, and yeah, from High Court to Appeal Court or something like that. Okay. Yeah, so the case of Ijele has really opened, if not for, like, there's something that you can be hearing that this thing is corrupt, or this thing is happening, but you are not able to actually have a proper insight into what is going on. So the case of Ijele is also showing it. Well, although I know back in the day that if people who had money had a quarrel, that they were going to use police to come and arrest you. So you just see police coming to arrest that person, they will detain that person in police station after some time, and the person. So basically, Nigerian law enforcement has always been used for intimidation. And I see people carrying over that idea when they get to abroad, like all these people that japa. So you see, when they want to intimidate, when they want to kind of show some kind of force, they will kind of intimidate with police, and then they can lie. In Nigeria, you can just lie, and then the police will then extort some money, and then it will be over. You guys will just go home and continue doing your husband and wife. But it's not the same in the West. So when they carry that thing and come to the West, and then the woman or the man will go and call police and say, this is the think you want to go and deal with the person. They are surprised when they will not see the deeper impact and the long running impact of that thing that they are doing. So it's a carry over of the things that they are doing in Nigeria. Guys, you remember there's a guy that just fired his wife. There's another one. A lot of all these stories since they started jackpotting en mass. So they took that mindset and that idea that law enforcement is for intimidation. Like, if I cannot deal with you, or if I am richer than you, I can call police for you. I can use the judiciary to teach you a lesson. And so when they go to Europe or America or Canada, in Western world, they want to do that so that maybe they get to police station that they will not beg police will not settle. Nigerian police, they will just say that our husband and wife matter. They will just leave that, they will be going. But they will do that in America, and wahala don't come. Because once you have a police record, for example, you can't even get a job again because you have a police record, So maybe the things that they were doing, and then they will do it, and then they go and call police, the thing will enter another dimension, and they will be shocked. And then some of them, they end up being deported. Sometimes even the whole family gets deported, and they are barred from going into the European Union or to the US for another years, like 10 years. They give them number of years that they are not allowed to go into those countries. So it's because of that abuse of authority, of lack of empathy, of lack of compassion that we see. So people don't care as long as they are not the one on the receiving end. So it is always okay. Like now that they are misappropriating the judiciary, but it's not their fault because there are corrupt people in the judiciary. So they are able to do that. People like Emmanuel Iyana and Choma Amawachi, they are like, if such people were not in the judiciary, they were not going to be able to take a completely civil matter, take it to a magistrate that knows that this matter is beyond my jurisdiction. I cannot deal with this case. In fact, I am not supposed to deal with cases like this. And those people will be writing remand without docking them in their court, without seeing them, writing illegal remand from their bedrooms and sending it out to the police to use it to detain somebody indefinitely and not coming to court, not sitting, not hearing the case. And when it was the maximum days that they are supposed not to hold somebody, and they are writing a production warrant to transfer that person out of state, even though that person have already a case that was supposed to come up the next day, and on the eve of that night, they are abducting him. So if there were no corrupt people in the system, they will not be able to do that. So the rot is is deep. Is deep. So on the one hand, the people want to also use that corrupt system to their advantage. They want to use those corrupt people in the system to their advantage to oppress. But if they are on the receiving end of that oppression, they cry, right? Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So, it's always okay for you now. Sometimes some of the things people do today, they don't even know how far it's going to go. So now, for example, you see this magistrate that knows that this is beyond their jurisdiction, and they are sitting on it and knowing, and then they are striking it off the act because of on the basis of lack of jurisdiction, and they are not signing the release warrant. They are not making any attempt to let go of that person in detention. These kind of things they reverberate. It is a debt you are paying to nature, to posterity. They are owing it. You understand? It is a seed they are sowing. You understand? Yeah. So it's a seed they are sowing. And so because the system is corrupt, so that those people, they are able to use it. So in the one hand, you want to be angry with Ebukobi and his people, that they are using all these corrupt and criminal ways to try to intimidate and punish somebody. So at the end of the day, what the person said was like, oh, insulted you, abused your person, for example, and then you proceed to use a sledgehammer. You want the person incarcerated indefinitely. So which one is worse? So it's no longer a matter of correction or a matter of seeking justice. It's a matter of intimidating. How dare you? Do you know who I am? I'm higher than you, right? But at the end of the day, God is higher than all of us. The creator of the universe is higher than all of us. He that knows tomorrow, he that created us, he that knows the affairs of men. We are pencils in his hands. So it doesn't matter how big you are today. Tomorrow it will be different. So the same person that, there's nobody that is the biggest. There's always someone bigger. There's always someone higher. There's always someone better position. So Nigerian people don't understand that. Because why? Because the corruption and the people themselves are corrupt. So when they are in any office, in any capacity, you see that corruption playing out. You understand? So it's deeper than we may think. You understand? It is what it is, and so we just have to wait it out. So we want to see where it will end. So at the end of the day, it's not a murder case, it is not a kidnapping case, it is not a rape case. Like, it's not anything that you can say someone has committed a grievous offense. It is just a civil matter. At a quarrel, you say your papa, I say your mama, you say I know I be fake pastor, say I know the he, and you say you the he. It's you say I say. It is not a criminal offense. So yeah, it is actually, but anyway, they don't know this, but it's an indictment on you, because you say you are bringing freedom. You say you are bringing freedom. You say you want to come and change the system. You say you want to secede from Nigeria because of this kind of corruption. So your principal idea about seceding from Nigeria and creating your own country is because you are fed up with this level of corruption, and you don't want to be part of this kind of corruption. You want to create a clandestine society where you will set better values that will not encourage corruption. But right now, you are enjoying this corruption. You are actually participating in this corruption, and you are utilizing the corruption in your system, in your methodology. There is no freedom like in the things you are promising. Like where you say you are going, like we are not seeing any example from you. Instead, you are reeling in that corruption, in that misappropriation of justice, in that disregard of judicial process. Like you revel at it, you enjoy it. So tell me, can you give what you don't have? Yeah. So where are you going to learn that? Like where are you going to have that kind of like in German is called like some kind of deep self-reflection, some kind of how you are perceiving yourself, like how are you going to learn it? Where are you going to get it from? Right? Where are you going to get it from? Because this is what you know. This is how you roll. This is how you are function. You acquire people because you don't like their opinion. You acquire people because they are not saying exactly what you want to say, how you want them to say. And so how do you think you can come out from that and become a pious person and have a society like? But of course they are not thinking that far, because at the end of the day, the intention is not actually liberation. The intention is not actually to do anything good for the people of African descent, or for Nigerians, or for Ndibo in specific. But it's just a few people who just kind of corner the narrative and hold this very narrative, and they feel it's a danger to for people to be exposed to another narrative. If you think about it, for example, in the beginning, when Christianity was still in the hands of the Pope in the Catholic Church, it was forbidden for the Bible to be written in another language. For example, you can Google it. Tyndale, he was fired because his treasonable offense because he dared to say, how can we be English people, how can we be speaking English, and we are not able to read the Bible, upon which our moral code, everything is coming from the authority that you are using to rule us. We can't even read it. We don't know. It's just a few people who have been elected into the clergy that are able to go to school, learn Latin, and are able to read it in Latin and interpret to us. So it felt like this is outrageous. We want to be able to read it in English. So he went ahead to print the Bible in English, and that was a treasonable offense. And it was, they fired him for that. But today we even have the Bible in Igbo language. So sometimes when a particular narrative is holding sway, it's very dangerous for anybody that want to break it, anybody that wants to change it. So Ijele is paying the price that people who have gone that way pay. So a real revolutionary, a real truth sayer, he has no friends, because like our people will say, ala dị mma bụ na uru ndị nze. Uru, like ndị nze is like big people, elite in the society. So if you say something is not working, something is not functioning, it is benefiting some people, and for those people that are benefiting thereof, if you come to stop that. So even though people may be complaining that, oh, look at how this thing is disorganized, it's not working, what can we do, we want to change it, but there are people that are living off of it. So if you come and say you want to really change, actually like you really have that intent and purpose, you become a threat, because there's no intention. Actually, there is no motivation to change anything. The motivation is just to complain, while the action and this harmony is going on, because they are profiting from it. You understand? So yeah, I know that we are dealing with people. It's not actually that they are not educated, because sometimes people equate this kind of things with lack of education. It's not about not being educated. It's just I think there's something about African people, and I don't know that it is only African people. But in specific, because we're African and this what we are saying is relating to us as Africans, there's always this issue about us being like one way street, like um we have not been given that capability to actually think for ourselves, and we have not been given the opportunity. I don't think that we don't have the capability, but I think we have not been given the opportunity, because from childhood, an average African child has been forced to do things, to keep quiet, to do as they are told, to go where they are sent, to not have an opinion, to not dare look your elder in the eye. So we have not been taught participation, so we couldn't participate even in making decisions in things that affect us directly. And you still see that even up to today, even adults don't have, sometimes they're not even allowed to participate in the decision making about who they want to marry in our African society, in Nigerian society. You see parents still being determinants of who you want to spend your life with. So because coming from that background, you can understand that people are kind of one way minded, so whoever get there first and implanted something is just kind of embedded in their mind, in their psyche, and end of it is, it's not very easy to change that, because the person doesn't have that capacity to actually think differently, because he doesn't have the tools, he doesn't have the skill, because he was not given that skill as a child. As most African children are shut down and commanded and forced, like they don't have their own mind, they can't even say I don't want to do this. Most times, like even their career path, there's nothing. Most times we are actually just being forced around. And so at the end of the day, if you are able to force people around, you will have that sway, really. But if you are trying to persuade people, if you are trying to persuade people and say, come on, think about it like this. Look at what I'm saying. You know, they don't have that skill. They don't have that skill set to listen to that, because they don't know what to do with that information or whatever you are saying or however you are coming at them. Why? Because you are not forcing them. You're not using that methodology that they are used to, and that is what they understand. Yeah, and so people who understand this among the African people, they utilize that tool and it works for them. But people who wants to make a change are having difficulty. So you see that on the social media space, how it is also reflecting on what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so it is the situation that we find ourselves, um, and we will see. Definitely, we'll just see how it goes. Yeah, 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 yeah. So at the end of the day, these are processes that take place, and I do hope that eventually the social media space maybe will give people the opportunity to begin to be able to participate in the things that are happening in their lives, taking decisions, thinking for themselves, being rational and not emotional. So if people can become rational and not being emotional, and be able to use their mind more instead of feeling how they feel about it, how they be taught to feel. So one of the key strategies that religion also uses is also in the religious institutions, you were actually taught how to think, what to think in different situations. So like, it should just kind of put it into you from childhood, so you think in that direction. You think in, like, you function in that way. Yeah, so it's some kind of engineering, but not a physical one. It's something that is engineered into your psyche, at the core of your being. So if you have been raised religiously, it's very difficult for you to function outside of that, because it's like a foundation. And if you don't have that structure, you can't function. So I don't know how. So I've been thinking about. I think that perhaps we needed another strategy to be able to penetrate the minds of the people, um, even for them to even take a look, not even to believe, not even to accept, but just to be able to take a look and say, okay, what are these people talking about? What actually is going on? Just take a look. It may not be that they are yielding, but it could just be like a seed that's okay. I've heard it before, and then at some point, it can make an impact, and they can look back and reflect on it, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, so unfortunately, today, Gino Pope has been laid to rest, and I really pray that his family, his young wife, and his children that he left behind, that God Almighty, in His mercy, will find them and grant them some kind of help to overcome, strength and energy for the challenges that is to come. And I pray that the family of the man will be graceful and show mercy, basically. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know if anybody wants to say any other thing, want to join the stream, but I don't know what else to say. Yeah. That judge, no, not no, no. I think these are more higher judges, but there are many more cases as I learned. So um they say there are 8 of them, so I don't know. I know their petition and all those things, it takes long. So this is just happening now. It cannot be now. Yeah. So my people, as e be, I be like saying egusi soup and ogbono soup I come dey cook because maybe they go dey see the soup go dey cook my style. Person no come kpai me for wetin I no know abeg make una no vex next time make una ready. I want to come, I'll bring pepper and ogbo and crayfish. No, I stop atarodo. All right, fam. Thank you so much for being a part of the program, and let the conversation continue in the comment section. And I'll see you guys by the grace of God tomorrow. It's the Pentecost weekend here in Germany, so we are having public holiday on Monday. Monday is Pentecost Monday, so I'm looking forward to having some time free. Yeah. See you guys. Bye for now. Good night.